Filled to Capacity, where heart, grit, and irreverent humor collide. A podcast for people too stubborn to quit and too creative not to make a difference. Hi, I'm Pat Benincasa, and welcome to Filled to Capacity. I'm so glad you're here. Before I begin, I want to acknowledge what's happening here in Minnesota. It's a stressful, tense, and charged time. So I'll take a cue from my Minnesota neighbors. Fight the dark with light. That's why stories of care and possibility, they matter now more than ever. Okay, so episode 128, Psychic Knowing in a Changing Mind with Echo Bodine. My guest, Echo Bodine, she is a Minnesota-based psychic and teacher who spent more than 40 years helping people use intuition as a tool for healing and clarity. She began teaching in the early 1980s, has appeared on national TV and radio, hosted her own shows, and founded the Center for Intuitive Living, where she continues to teach intuition, healing, and spiritual development. Echo is plain spoken and direct about what she asks of people. Now, recently, Echo has been posting on Facebook about her Alzheimer's diagnosis and how it's changing the way she's moving through daily life, her memory, her focus, and her sense of presence. And what so moved me when I saw those postings is that she's chosen to speak openly about this and stay connected. So this conversation isn't about a diagnosis. It's about how someone whose life has been built around intuition is meeting change. What's shifted? What's remained steady? And what she's learning along the way. So, Echo, I am so honored to have you here. Welcome.
Oh my gosh. Honey, what a wonderful introduction. Holy smokes.
Listen, I've been following you for many years, so every word of that introduction is true.
Oh, honey, that is so nice. That is so nice. Where do we go, honey?
Okay, let's start right at the beginning. When the neurologist said to you, you have Alzheimer's, you said you felt relief.
I did.
Why relief, and what did that relief make possible?
You know, honey, first of all, I had not even considered Alzheimer's. It wasn't even in my brain. But I went to her for migraines. And I said to her, you know, my memory has gotten pretty goofy. And Pat, I have to say, I should back up a little bit and say, for 2 years, whenever I would go to a doctor for anything, I would say, you know, my memory has gotten weird. And the answer has always been, well, you know, you are 75, 76, 77. Okay, that's the answer, always, my age. Okay, so she said, you know, let's do some blood work and rule out some things first, and then we'll deal with the migraines. Oh, cool. Okay. It wasn't even in my consciousness that she would say to me 2 weeks later, well, Echo, you have Alzheimer's, and there's 4 different kinds, and you have the worst kind. And honey, you know what? I looked at her and I said, oh, I feel so relieved to know why my memory is like this. Honey, really, it was like a blessing to me, and it didn't really click. Like, wait, Alzheimer's? What? And so I came home, called my sister, my brother, told them, and we were all like, wait a minute, what does this mean now? Okay, what do we do? And God bless the Minneapolis Clinic of Neurology because, honey, they just walk me through every step. Like, okay, this might happen, this might not happen. And honestly, you know what I feel, honey? I feel
Hmm.
like I've surrendered to it instead of fighting with it and pretending it doesn't exist. And some people said to me, don't tell people, keep this a secret because it's going to hurt your career. What do they call it? Oh, my brand. I'm like, my brand?
Your brand.
Yeah, my brand, honey, really. And and I even said, I don't really care about my brand. I said, I don't want to carry this secret and worry that people are going to wonder what is wrong with her. She can't even finish a sentence sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it was really important to me. Really, I listened to people for about 2 weeks and then I said, screw this. No, I'm not keeping this a secret. So that's when I started blogging about it, honey. Oh God, it helped so much to talk about it to people.
And that's when I follow you on Facebook, of course, and then you start posting about it so openly. And
Yeah.
I was so heartened by that, Echo, because I kept thinking all the people who have been diagnosed with illness, who are afraid to share with others, and that becomes a weight. And here you are
Yes.
talking about it. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's why we're here today chatting.
Good.
So, my
Good.
next question to you is you've spent a lifetime helping people trust their intuition.
Yes.
Now that your memory works differently, what part of you feels most reliable?
Intuition, for sure, honey. You know, I am so grateful for my path because, honey, I'm so used to just going right to my intuition when I need to make a decision. And so it isn't even an effort for me. It's just really, I mean, I wake up in the morning and I just say to my intuition, okay, guide me. Where do we go today? What do we do today? Who do we talk to today? And honey, that's how I get through the whole day. I go
Yeah.
right back to intuition when, okay, I need to make a decision about something, and okay, that'll help me with this, and then I'll do this. And yeah, I don't know how people do this without intuition.
Well, in a sense, what you're talking about is that still voice inside of us,
Yes,
which I really believe is the divine. I believe we're divinely guided,
yes.
whatever form that divine may be. And anyone can fill in the blank. I'm not saying any particular religion or it's spiritual. But the fact is, there's always that voice that will just very gently nudge or say something. And I, for one, when I don't listen to it, Echo, I have gotten into big trouble.
I know.
Okay.
You don't have to tell me, girl. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, yeah,
So we're
yeah,
on the same page. Now, there
yes.
was a sweet post that you had. You noticed yourself shoveling snow. Okay, folks, we live in Minnesota here, so snow could mean 6 inches, 2 feet. Okay, you get the
Yep,
picture. So you were
yep.
shoveling snow, and instead of asking for help, and you were thinking about that, here I'm shoveling, instead of asking for help, and you realized this is not about the snow. It was about, as you put it, not wanting to be a burden to others.
Oh,
So
that,
how do
yeah.
you negotiate that? How do you work through that, Echo?
That was, I would say, my biggest issue with Alzheimer's. Like, wait, I'm going to forget someday all of this?
Yeah.
What? And really, honey, it was about, I mean, even my sister said, well, now what does this mean? Do we have to come and take care of you? Do you know how to do stuff? I'm like, geez, yeah. But honey, it was just like, oh my God, I don't want to burden people. I don't want to, no, I don't want people, no. And you know what? It was a slow process for me of getting to the place of, okay, guys, I do need help. I do. And I don't want to burden you. So now I kind of walk a tightrope still with this of, okay, Echo, can you do this yourself? Yeah, I can. Okay. And then some days I look out at 6 inches of snow and say, no, I can't do that today. My mind isn't clear enough, honey. It's been, yeah, that's been, I think, the biggest challenge.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Now, you're talking about how your mind works one day at a time, one thing at a time,
Yep.
and
Yep.
how I was amazed in your writing. You talk about how it brought a surprising sense of presence. What has that simplicity given you that busyness never did?
Honey, I can't tell you how cool it is to only have one thing on my mind at a time. Okay, I used to pride myself in being the multitasker of multitasks. Okay, I could do five things at the same time and get everything done. Okay, now I sit in my chair and I write things down. Okay, I need to do this and I need to do this and then I need to do this. Okay, so which one should I focus on first? And that's how I live now. And it's so much easier when I'm not trying to do five things at the same time. It's like, oh, this is a blessing. Okay. I've been praying for healing on my head. And the one thing I found myself last week talking to God saying, okay, you know what? I really want this healed, but I don't want to go back to multitasking. Okay. I really need this simplicity in my life. It's really nice. Okay. To just focus on one thing, Pat, it's like, wow, if I just have one thing to focus on, I can put all of myself into that instead of it gets a fifth of me,
Yeah.
honey, I don't know any other way to describe it, but it's really a blessing.
Okay, I want to go further with that. In your writing, and as you're talking now, you describe living more simply, one day at a time, one thing at a time, and a feeling less frantic and more present.
Yes.
Now, some people describe that as a kind of experience as a state of grace. In Christian language, grace is being aligned with God's presence,
Yes.
something you receive, not earn. Now,
Yep.
in Buddhism, it's more about waking up to reality as it is and letting go of the struggle. As you live this season of your life, which of those, both or one, feels closest to what you're experiencing?
Both, honey, both. Grace. That's the best way to describe this. When I was first feeling all this, I remember thinking, what is this? I don't know. I feel protected. I feel safe. I just have to focus on one thing at a time. I feel supported on a different level. And is this God's grace? Is this what this feels like? And best word to describe this. But you know what it is, Pat? It's about I'm not fighting it. Honey, really, because I think normally, if somebody told me I had some kind of a disease or illness, I'd be like, oh no, I'm going to fight this. Oh no, I'm going to get better. Oh no. But with this deal, it's been a surrender of, nope, I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to learn to work with it. And I think that's God's grace.
I also think what you're touching on, Echo, is in our culture, there's this pressure to always put everything in positive speak.
Yeah.
And so that would mean Alzheimer's. Well, you know what? A little memory forgetfulness. I'll be all right. I can handle that. We no, we do. We have this way of either minimizing something or packaging it in this positive speak.
Yes.
And what you're talking about is taking away the veneer of language
Mhm.
and in your heart of hearts saying, I surrender to what's happening. And in that surrender, it seems like your world opened up.
Yes. That's how it feels. Honestly. I mean, honey, I have days. Okay. Like I told you earlier, I'm having an Alzheimer's day.
Yeah, you
Okay.
did.
Yeah. So, okay, Echo, what does that mean? That means that I wake up and I'm kind of confused. Okay. I'm kind of confused. All right. I have to look at the calendar and then I have to look the day before. Oh, yeah. Okay. I did that yesterday. Okay. Then that means today's Wednesday. Okay. All right. Honey, I have those days.
Yeah.
But then I'll wake up the next day. I'll be as clear as a bell. I'll know that it's Wednesday. I know that I'm going to talk to Pat at 1 o'clock. But today, oh, wait, I have to, oh, Pat, 1 o'clock. Oh, gosh. Okay. Oh, gee. So when I get like this, then I start to think, oh, I'm getting worse. But you know what, honey? The occupational therapist said, okay, Echo, you're going to have days where your memory isn't that good. And you're going to think, oh my gosh, I'm getting worse. And he said, no, it's just another day on earth. All the people that don't have Alzheimer's have those days. They wake up, oh, gee, what day is this today? He said, don't panic. Don't decide, oh God, this is getting worse. Okay. He said, just let yourself be. Okay. You might have a rough day. Okay. Be patient with yourself. And that's really what I'm learning to do. Be patient.
You're also talking about, if I go in my head, sometimes, Echo, it is a runaway freight train of what ifs. Oh my God, I can do the worst. I'm an artist. So, of course, my worst case scenarios are filled with all these horrible little details. Okay. So I've got to be careful about going in my mind.
Yes.
And
Yes.
what I love about what you're talking about, because I want to apply it right now,
Yeah.
people are feeling such stress, anguish, rage. It is so hard on the heart
Yeah.
and the soul
Yeah.
of people right now. It's so stressful.
It is.
And I'm taking from your words, basically, okay, all of this is happening. Stay in the moment, present time, present moment, present time. I'm sitting here, I'm having a conversation,
Yep.
and as opposed to, and this has happened to me where I'm watching, I'm going on the socials, I'm seeing too much, I have to stop. I can't, my heart can't take it.
I know. I know.
And it's not to say to stick my head in the sand. I'll be damned. I'm not going to do that. But how we pace ourselves and what you're talking about with Alzheimer's, you're talking about the beauty of pacing yourself. Like, oh my God, I'm not remembering this. Instead of panicking, I'm having, like when you sent me that email, Pat, I'm having an Alzheimer's day.
Yeah.
I loved, first of all, your trust in me that you would even say that. And the second thing is, okay, I don't know. I got it. I thought, okay, today might be a day for her to have some issues with remembering things. That's fine. We'll just fly by the seat of our pants.
Yeah.
So full circle, what you're talking about is a little bit of a template, Echo, for all of us dealing in this stressful world of heartache.
I know. God, do I know. Honey, this morning, that's one thing when I turned my phone on today and there was something from our governor, it was something like our president is attacking Minnesota. Honey,
Yes.
I thought, okay, so first of all, when we read anything on the news these days, I think all of us Minnesotans are feeling a little powerless, okay? Like, when is this going to stop? When are we going to get our whatever back? And so I found myself feeling really vulnerable, like, oh gosh, we're being attacked. And then it's like, echo, stop, stop, stop. You're not being attacked. Okay. Yeah, there's some really heavy duty stuff going on right now in our state. But then, you know what I do, sweetie? I just kind of turn it around and go, yeah, but look at how strong we are.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Look at what everybody's doing. I mean, look what's happening. And then I just get really joyful about it.
Yeah. I came to the same thing as well. When I look at the neighborliness, the power of standing up for each other, I'm so proud to live in Minnesota. I can't even tell you. I'm in St. Paul. I'm not in Minneapolis, but we're getting it too. Everybody in Minnesota's getting it, but we're together in it.
I'm on the same page as you. Yeah, I just feel so happy to be part of it at the same time, feeling powerless, but powerful.
That's right.
It's just like every day, us Minnesotans, everybody that's watching this, we have two choices. Am I going to feel like a victim, or am I going to be whatever the opposite of being a victim is?
Am I going to be active? Am I going to be powerful?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about vulnerability in terms of having an illness. Sometimes vulnerability can be very powerful. And you've said in your post, vulnerability has brought you closer to people rather than isolating you.
Yep.
Now, when you first were diagnosed, people were saying, no, don't tell anybody. No, don't do that because of your brand,
My brand.
which I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is a brand for someone like Echo. Okay, I digress.
I
So
know, honey, I know.
so you talk about vulnerability, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, brought you closer to people. What do you think we misunderstand most about vulnerability, especially when it comes to an illness?
This brings me back to the days of therapy when I went to a new therapist and I don't know, I took some tests and blah, blah, blah. She came back and said to me, she said, "You're not a friend of vulnerability, are you?" And I said, "Vulnerability? No, I don't want anything to do with it." And she said, "Mm-hmm." She said, "You think that you're in control, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah, yeah, I'm in control of my emotion. Yeah." And she said, "Echo, you are absolutely out of control." And I didn't understand that at all. What? No, I'm in control. No, no, you're not. You're out of control. And honey, I swear to God, I thought, I'm never coming back to see this woman because she's totally crazy. But my intuition was like, oh no, you're going back. And so I kept going back and I remember her saying, "You need to surrender to vulnerability." And that was probably the last thing in my life I ever wanted to do. Okay,
Yep.
honey. And now, though, I feel so much better just being vulnerable with people. I mean, honey, I'll go to my teaching center and I'll say let's say I'm in the front room and then I'm going to go to the kitchen. So I look at the people in the front room and I say, okay, here's the deal, guys. I'm going to go in the kitchen now because I'm going to go take the salad out. Okay. But when I get in the kitchen, I'm going to forget why I'm there. So
Mhm.
I'm going to holler and you're all going to say, "Put the salad out." Okay. And they all giggle. We all giggle. And then I go to the kitchen, totally forgot why I was going there. They all yelled, "Take the salad out." Okay. So, honey, people are getting so used to me doing this that I used to take post-it notes with me if I was in the kitchen and I was going to go to the bedroom to do something. Okay, so I'm in the kitchen, I'm writing why I'm going into the bedroom. Okay, take the post-it note with me. Okay, okay. Oh, really? I forgot I came in here for that. Okay. It just makes it so much better to just be open about it instead
Yeah.
of try to be this strong, in control woman.
Yes.
So I tell people, you know what? I'm having an Alzheimer's day. Or nope, today I'm good.
That's perfect. Then people can meet you where you are.
Yes,
And that to me is a form of control
yes.
in a sense. But to get to that, you have to be vulnerable
I
to
know.
get that kind of control.
Yeah, totally, honey. Totally.
Yeah.
I totally agree. The more vulnerable you are, the more in control you are
Yeah.
because you're being real and saying to people, "I'm having a rough day. Okay, I can't remember anything." Or, "No, I'm good today. Thanks. I'll let you know if I need help."
Yeah.
That, that's how I'm approaching it.
Yeah. I'm really curious, as someone with psychic gifts and intuition, in a way, you're a world traveler. And I'm not talking about this world. You
Yeah.
go into other worlds, you go in and out,
Yeah.
you see people, you talk to people who have passed. The time travel that you do, I'm going to put over here. And then I'm going to put on the other side Alzheimer and having an Alzheimer's day or forgetting. How does that work, Echo, with the way you travel in different worlds and past people who have passed, and then figuring out with Alzheimer's that plays with your memory? How do you juggle that?
That one, that's also a challenge right now. But Pat, what has been so interesting is that since the diagnosis, my psychic abilities have gotten much stronger.
Really?
Honey, the readings I'm doing right now, they are blowing my mind. They're blowing the client's mind. I'm just going so deep, like into their past lives, going deep into health issues. And it's almost becoming more comfortable when I'm doing a reading than when I'm not doing a reading. Okay. It's like when I open up and I do a reading, I just go to some kind of sacred place. That's what it feels like. And then at the end of the reading, I come out of that and Oh, okay. Here's life again on Earth. Okay. You know, one of the hassles for me, my whole life really is when I have something physically wrong and I go to a doctor, I can't tell them, well, I choose not to tell them that I'm a psychic because of people's opinions. So I always leave that part out. And finally, with this neurologist, I said to her, I need to be completely open with you. I am a psychic, a professional psychic. I see visions, I get information, I see the future, I see the past, I communicate with the deceased. And I told her, I said, I don't really understand what's going on here, but ever since the diagnosis, my abilities have gotten stronger. And she said, bless her heart, she said, Echo, when one part of the brain isn't working like it should, other parts of the brain pick up their activity. They get stronger. Okay. And
Hmm.
she said, so that's probably what's going on here. That's such a good question. And that's one thing I'm juggling with every day is okay, living in this world, living in this reality, but then I have this other reality over here and trying to bring them together
Yeah.
to let's all work together. And that's kind of how it is every day,
Yeah.
you know?
I also think that as we age, we become more spirit and less body.
Yeah, I
As
agree.
we get older, our bodies become frail and our spirits, and if you have a big ass spirit and your body's starting to get frail, you're walking around with this big spirit. And so it
Yep.
seems to me that, and I don't know anything about your world, and I'm not trying to suggest that I do, but I have the feeling that when you say you're going deeper, it's that you can enter spirit more freely in this state for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yes. Yes. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, honey. It's
Mm.
like I just walk into this whole other world and I've got these spirit guides. I can see all of them. Oh, they're talking to me so clearly. Oh, I can present the information clearly. Everything's good. And honey, I can, even when I'm in that space, I don't feel this headache that I constantly have. I go in, I do psychic work. I don't feel physical pain in my body. Then I come out of the psychic world. Ah, there's that headache again. Yeah.
So, Echo, for listeners facing memory changes, either personally or with someone they love, what do you want them to know that fear tends to hide?
Fear is the absolute worst. It's the worst, honey. It's like you said earlier, our minds just start going. We start with a fearful thought. Oh my God, our minds can take us in a direction we don't want to go. And it'll keep going. Oh, well, what if this happens? Yeah, but what if that happens? Well, then this could happen. Oh my God, then that would happen. It's terrible. So, oh God, that's why we have to, at least for me, honey, I have to watch that I don't go down the fearful path. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Okay, it's like, no, 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 I'm not going there. I don't want to go there. I don't, no, I can't. I can't go there. I mean, we have to stay out of fear.
Yes, I find when I go there, I just start saying to myself, I am guided, I am loved, and everything will be all right. That's my mantra. I calm myself down like that.
That's really good. That's really good, Pat. Yeah. Honey, it is because
Yeah.
we can control that. But
Yes, yes, we
people,
can.
a lot of people don't know that. I talk to
So,
a lot of people, honey, and they are so stuck in the what ifs and they can't get out of it.
so Echo, when you look ahead, not
Yeah.
far, just gently forward, what feels steady enough for you to trust?
Hmm. Wow. Well, isn't that an interesting question? What feels steady enough for me to trust? Oh, God, honey. Oh, intuition and faith. Because I've got really good faith in the universe and God. I want to say clearly, not a religious God, a
Mhm.
spiritual God. Okay. And the daily conversations I have intuitively, that I will always be able to rely on. That's the one thing I know for sure. That's what's going to get me through all of this, honey, is that internal guidance. I can't imagine going through life with just my mind, especially my mind right now. It's like my mind is like goulash, okay? And it's like, no, no. Down here, I've got this voice, and it's so steady, and it's always there, and it never goes away. And the only thing I have to do is shut up and listen, and I'm going to get the guidance I need. And that's what's steady for me always. I don't know any other way. Oh God, I hear people talk. And again, it's all fear. Well, Echo, Echo, what if you completely forget your son? How are you going to deal with that? I'm like, what? What? What if? Will you remember your grandchildren? Well, yes. Well, what if you can't? Well, shut up. Don't talk to me like that.
Exactly.
I know. What if?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to be strict about that.
Well, you're talking about something very important about when you listen to what people say to you. I taught art for many years. I would tell young people, look who you hang around with and listen to what they tell you, because you do not want to be around people who will say, well, why did you think that? Why are you making that? That hasn't been done before. You always want to arm yourself with people who believe in the possible, who have that belief system that they trust that when you say something, well, you'll figure it out. Or, wow, what a great idea. And I had them do an assignment for a whole day. Write the names of all the people that you encountered that were positive, and then write down all the people that were negative. And
Oh,
don't show it to me. Just look at it
okay.
and just think about those conversations and how you felt when you left each one. That's all you have to do.
Excellent.
So what you're talking about when people say, well, you might forget your son. Yeah, well, yeah, a ton of bricks might fall on me too. Okay. So shut the hell up.
I know. Exactly. Exactly. What if
Yeah.
I forget my son? What if I don't forget my grandchildren?
Yes.
Like, shut up.
Yeah.
No,
Basically.
take your stuff and go. Don't talk to me like that. I can't handle that. I don't want to handle that.
Yeah. But Echo, there are some people that have to spill their anxiety all over whoever they're talking to. Do you
They
notice
do.
that?
Oh, yeah.
Like you
Oh,
say, hi, and all of a sudden, this torrent of
yes.
their anxiety comes
Yes.
smashing at you,
Yes. Yes.
and you just find yourself backing away.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Whew. Well, Echo, as we get towards the end of our conversation, I want to thank you for coming on to Fill to Capacity. And I'm so grateful for your openness and your willingness to meet this moment out loud. And it's really been an honor to have you here. I wish you all the best as you move forward in your new journey.
Thank you, honey. Yes, let's talk again and in a few months and
I would
just
love to. And listeners, thank you for joining us today, and take care. Bye.